5, 16, 19, 21, 30, 3 and 10. Check results. You remember?
I've been my da thinking about shit that I should not talking about Ice Spice, just came to mind, you know, as it does, just sort of how could those Shakespearean like words not, you know. 156, Holiday, Dr. Way, all that beautiful stuff. Wide array of things, wide array of things today. You got Philip Schofield, confirmed paedophile. You've got Formula One qualifying. A lot of people saying, a lot of people being like, wow, that's got to be one of the best qualifying to ever go down in history. Don't know what constitutes that. It also just gets me thinking, I just don't care that much about qualifying unless people I like are doing well. Because I'm just like, yep, sure. Verstappen does what Verstappen does. And aside from that, it was qualifying. So, yeah, it's Monaco. Yeah. You know, remember when we once thought maybe Perez would take it to Verstappen? You know? And there was something else. I can't remember. Probably sports related. I mean, I guess PS, Philip Sco is where we'll go first. Just get that out of the way. I probably wouldn't even bring it up if there was just like other things I could think of, but it's like so little going on. It's like, we might as well. So on Philip Sco, you know, basically, what's there to say? He's a dodgy guy. He's done dodgy things. He's done bad things. That ITV's covered it up. People who work there, higher ups, probably other presenters on the show. And everyone's mad about it on Twitter and calling people's heads. And realistically, you know, nothing will happen, and no one's going to get fired apart from the main man himself. And we'll move on, because that's how it goes. You can't control these things, you know. It's all just, unless you've got something black and white, it's all just accusations. Everyone can just sort of pretend to be, you know, I was just in the dark as you and all this other stuff. It's weird guy. Yeah. Yeah. It's very niche as well. It's like UK. It's very UK based. Like Philip Schofield is not a man anyone outside of the UK knows. Like, he's not of a level like that. Do I know anyone in America? Like, can I think of an American example? Probably not, because obviously I wouldn't know. That would make a good example. But yeah, it's just like, think of like, I don't know. He's got like the same level. Like he's just of like a. Yeah, there is no one. Like, he's not, but for some reason everyone in this country knows. And he's like, I don't know. This is not commentary. This is just me stating this isn't good. This is bad. This is awful. This is like, I'm talking about. This is like me talking about rain, like the weather, but I'm not a weatherman. It's just sort of like, I guess it's raining. I guess it's gonna rain tomorrow. I guess that's, I don't know. I'm you know, it's just incoherent mess. I'm tired, and I'm talking about Philip Schofield, liking the children. It's just odd. It's weird. Like, what are we gonna, what you know, what have I got to say? Football though, that's something I do know more about that realm. And yeah, everyone willing on Dortmund to win the league. I feel like people root for Dortmund to win the league every year, because this is apparent. I didn't even realize this. Apparently, this is Bayern's 11th league title in 11 years, and as awful as that sounds, we're well on our way to that, with Man City winning 4 and 5. But no, I don't think we. I don't think that we could get to a point where we are living in a Bayern Munich style world. But every year, people basically root for Dortmund to try and take it to them, try and win. And ultimately, I'm gonna have to say this. I think Dortmund are a bit of a bottle job team. I think they've had chances in other seasons where they could have had a good go at it, maybe at least 2 or 3 other times in these 11 years, and they just haven't done it. They've had great players along the way who they've lost. Great player. good teams, and I just think too many times a little slip up has happened and they've not taken it. And ultimately, in a season where Bayern got 71 points and won the league of 71 points, that is crazy. You know, talking about them leaving the door open for you to walk in and take it. You had it in your own hands. You win today, you know, you win the league. And they go 2-0 down in like 20 minutes. It's just, that's not good enough league. The most interesting thing for me was people getting kind of mad about a tweet. Because, you know, when people do that thing where they're like, high and mighty and stuff, like, this is disgusting, that's just not okay. Like, Sebastian Haller had cancer of the bull variety, I think, testicular cancer. And he was out of the game for like maybe 18 months, maybe a bit longer. Came back, you know, and thankfully healthy, you know. Good strength or whatever. Beat cancer, basically. Beat cancer. And then football account named, by the way, Troll Football is what the account is called, and its image is the troll emoji in 2023. You know, the troll emoji, if you remember that, if you know, is this account's image. So just tweets out football trollish type bait tweets, right? Whatever. It's just a fairly big account. And Dortmund obviously lost today. Bayern won the league. Tweets out a picture of Sebastian Haller, and the caption is, "When you beat cancer but couldn't beat Bayern," and then there's a picture of him looking sad. And everyone's like, "Ugh, what a disgusting tweet. Who runs this account? Because actually, what the fuck?" Like, not even just saying, "Oh, that's a bit rude, maybe," but people like I hate when people do this. They tweet out stuff like they're actually sickened, like or they put like that green like emoji that they're actually physically disgusted by something they've read. Like, who runs this? Because actually, what I feel sick to myself. It's like, because I read it, and at first I was like, oh, that's a bit thing. But then second of all, I actually read it like a few more times, and I thought, is it that deep? Like, he beat it? No, and I know we don't know him personally, so whatever. But it's like, when you beat cancer but couldn't beat Bayern, it's like, true, he beat cancer, the harder thing to do, and then the easier chance of beating Bayern in this not even great season they're having. If you look at the amount of points they finished on, right, the door was open, and you couldn't do that. It's like, okay, maybe it's a bit insensitive to me. Like, what would have been a disgusting tweet is flip reversal the other way around. If like he beat Bayern to win the league but couldn't beat cancer, and then it was like still struggling with it, then that would feel insensitive. This just, but also, why are you shocked at an account called Troll Football? Sorry, but this feels pretty on brand to me. Like, what did you expect them to be tweeting out? Minion memes, daisies and rain. They're called Troll Football. This is literally the brand of what they do. Like, good job. Like, this is the type of tweets I would expect from Troll Football. You know what I mean? So, sure. Would I tweet it? No, probably not. I didn't, and I wouldn't, because look at me, I'm an upstanding member of society. Well, what do you do? Spank me on the arse, call me a good lad. You know, would I tweet it? Nah, I'm too busy not using Twitter. But they did, and I don't really care. That reminded me of something. What was it? Oh, that's enough. That's kind of, this is such bullshit things. This not fake news. Well, I kind of want to use the word fake news, but I want to give it like a new meaning. It's like news that's made, that is real. Much ado about nothing news, you know? Nothing to do with the play or Shakespeare. But news, so for example, I always see like tweets from like certain accounts, and it will say something that so for example, Jenna Ortega was smoking a ciggy, and then it was the video of that, and then the caption was footage of Jenna Ortega smoking a cigarette goes viral, and fans are in uproar. I hate tweets, headlines like that from like news accounts, whatever. because it's fake news is not the right word. It's like tweeting out a picture of her smoking and then all the comments being an uproar is one thing. Tweeting out, would you, firstly, uproar, like, at most there's probably like a couple fans tweeting out like, ill smoking's gross, like in the replies. It was not number one on trending. Everyone was just like fuming that Jenna Ortega was smoking. It was like probably a couple Jenna Ortega fans turned their head after the video. Like it probably wasn't even anywhere near trending. But then you tweet out like people in uproar about it when they're not in uproar. And then what gets annoying is that it becomes now news. Everyone's having a dialogue about how can people be in uproar? She's a grown woman. She can smoke if she wants. And it's like we're having this argument now with people that don't even exist. Now we're all talking, saying this. An example would be, Andy Murray gets in trouble. Andy Murray. Andy Murray says fuck on live television after stubbing his toe, and fans are outraged. And it's like, no one's outraged. One mother on Twitter said, hey, my son was watching, and no one else cared. But then you put out that headline and people only see that tweet, that apparently people are outraged that Andy Murray said, swore on live TV. And then now we have to have this whole dialogue about, he just said it because he it was an instinctual thing because he hurt himself. Why does it matter anyway? If someone swears on TV, it's not even deep. In other countries, it's fine. Blah 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 blah. And now we're talking about something that's obvious because of this fake conflict brought up that was never even there. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at. It's sort of a weird thing to explain what I'm trying to say, but that is the gist of what I'm trying to say. This is what I mean when I say much ado about nothing. Not really much going on. Jenna Ortega was smoking. That's I just smacked my belly. Like who smacks the belly? I don't know. Is there anything else? I'm thinking. Well, it's final game week of the season tomorrow. Game week 38. Obviously, it means nothing for us. It's nothing to play for. Last season it was like the league was still up for grabs. There's probably top 4 places still up for grabs. I think this time round, the only thing up for grabs really still is relegation. Any of Leeds, Everton, or Leicester City could still go down. 2 out of those 3 teams will go down. And that's all there's to play for. I think top 4's already been decided. It's United and Newcastle. Obviously, City's already won the league, and Arsenal have already finished. So wherever they finished, Chelsea on a personal basis, we're finishing 11th, bottom half of the table, maybe even 12th or 13th. I don't know how bad it looks. But yeah, and there's nothing really to play for there. The only thing there is to play for is the fact it's a home game, and final game week of the season. And should I go into work? This is shit. Should I go into work tomorrow? I did say I would, but then at the same time, I took that shift without deep in the fact it was the final game week, so all the games are on at the same time, and it's kind of an exciting thing to like bounce through and watch. We will see. It's a home game. It's a final home game. Lampard, this and that. But then there's just a great chance we go and I watch Newcastle beat us at home. It feels like the risk doesn't really outweigh the. It feels like the risk doesn't outweigh. The risk does outweigh the reward. The reward is, okay, best case scenario, we win. Nice little send off, Lampard, whatever. But what's most likely is I go the way in. I see us lose at home. Final, and you know what I mean. It's just like that feels worse than even if you did get a win, which would mean nothing. But I would still take it. Football gods, if you hear me, I'll still take a win against Newcastle at home. It would be nice. I know they're going to do some banners for Aspi. A lot of players probably playing their last game. Like any of like Havertz or Pulisic or Aspi, Loftus-Cheek, Mason Mount, Gallagher. This could all be their last game for Chelsea, because apparently we're getting rid of the lot. So that'll be interesting. That's another thing I saw actually on Twitter. For Chelsea Twitter account, tweeted out, if Mason Mount ends up leaving Chelsea and going to a rival, I will wish his career falls to dust and fails, and as should any other self-respecting Chelsea fan who has half a brain cell. And obviously I get the point. Why would you will on a rival player to do well? Especially because if they're doing well, it probably means your rival is doing well. So if they're at Arsenal and you want him to do well, and he bags 20 goals a season, it means Arsenal are probably high in the league and doing better than us. And probably some of those goals may be coming against us. And I get that. At the same time, I don't really like that sentiment. Look, I don't want to outwardly be like... I don't think you have to say it either way. You have to come out and be like, I hope your career falls down a drain. But you don't also have to come out and be like, yeah, Mason, go get the goals for Arsenal. Get the goals for Arsenal. Like, put on a little Arsenal show when Arsenal playing Fulham and be like, come on. But like, just to, okay, like, both things exist at once. Like, I just think it's a dumb thing to say. Like, I think obviously there is exceptions. Like if we did end up at Arsenal and Tottenham, that would be a bit stingy, you know. But like, as much as Liverpool and United are also rivals, and if he ended up there, it would be more like, sure, you know. And ultimately, like if you look at under the microscope, game to game, I'm not going to be looking at his results for a rival club and be like, do well, Mason, do well. But like over the wider zoomed out scope of a season or in the long term, I am more or less saying, I hope he does do well, which means, you know, it's a contradictory, but I think it also does make sense. But that is all. God knows how we even got to 17. Well, that's 20 today because like, and I know that's piss short for what is meant to be an hour long format minimum, but like, look, we do use a day, and when there's nothing to fucking talk about and you're fucking tired, and it's fucking 1 a.m, which is actually not even that early / late, depending on which way you want to look at it today. It's not bad. Anyway, I think this is 156. I don't particularly remember, but I think it might be. So let's see on 15. Sorry, I got distracted. This paint says, by appointment to Her Majesty the Queen, manufacturers of paint, Crown Paints. Like, I didn't know paint was so regal, so fucking, like, what's the word? So official. Like, it's got like a queen stamp on it. Like, the queen produces paint. She has like a paint is like owned by royalty. I don't even know. What brand is this? Oh, Crown Paint. I haven't even heard of that. Anyway, what was that? Something about 157. I don't remember what it was. Yeah, that's all.
Here with the kids, and I had like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. Like,